Alright, what is up, guys? We are back with Claymore, chapter 137, Army of the Underworld, part 5. Um, let's just get into this chapter, man. Cassandra just absolutely decimated the entire battlefield. We got Priscilla seemingly back. Now that she's kind of rid herself of what was left over of the destroyer inside of her. We got Clare as well. Seemingly, her attention is kind of like diverting back to Priscilla. Um, so some crazy stuff is bound to happen this chapter. So yeah, let's get into it. Yeah, Cassandra killed everything, dude. Man. Helen, Miria, Deneva, and Claire, they're just all like, I mean, they're out of breath, but also they're like, holy crap. That was close. If Miria hadn't warned us, that thing would have diced us up along with the awakened beings. I heard details about the fight from Audrey, so I was able to respond. That was a move Cassandra used as a warrior. But that isn't Cassandra's face anymore. That face is. Look at Claire, man. Calm down, Claire. Judging from the lower body and techniques used, she hasn't completely become Priscilla. And besides, not all the awakened beings have died. Man, I love I love Claire like flaring up like that, like just at the sight of Priscilla again. And at the beginning, I said her attention, or actually, never mind, because it still makes sense. Like her attention diverting to Priscilla, but like Priscilla is technically in front of her. Like not Priscilla, the one that's fighting Reeful, but like still like a little bit of Priscilla is right here in front of Claire. So obviously her mind's just gonna be like Priscilla, right? Um. All right, man. So we still got some awakened beings standing back up. All that's left are 2 out of 7. No, 3. Oh, it's these dudes. Okay. You? We were just going to watch and then make off as victors, but I guess that won't happen. Her name is Europa. Her specialty is playing dead. Huh? She's like laughing on the ground. With your numbers, I thought you could easily finish this. This is such a pain. What the? Europa the Lazy. As her name suggests, she got tired of fighting and played dead. If not for her personality, she could have aimed to be number one. Of all the awakened beings here, she was the closest to an abyssal one. Oh boy. Oh my god. If you promise to array the innards of everyone in the holy city in front of me after I beat that thing, I'll think about helping you. Hmm. How do you guys feel about this design? I'm really I think the face is pretty cool, but like the body, I'm not a fan of this design at all. Like I don't know. You guys like what do you guys think? Um I don't know. Compared to like all the kind of transformations that we have seen, that's probably I think just first reaction. I think that's probably like my least favorite. But the face is pretty cool. Huh? Sorry, but I can't promise that. But if we let that thing run free, it'll be harder for you to find food. Oh well. I'll go along with you for now since I went to all the trouble of transforming. I get hungry quickly in this form. If I'm gonna do this, let's finish it fast. Huh. You're as nuts as ever. Dude, okay, now they're transforming. I'm really curious to see what their forms are gonna be. Why limit ourselves to stopping its advance? Let's completely crush that rampant abyssal one. Those are the awakened forms of Kronos and Lars, the last male warriors. Let's see it. This shot is really really cool, man. I think that's probably like my thumbnail. All right. So now we got what, five, right? Five against Cassandra. And it's like the crazy thing is like even with Kronos and Mars and Europa now with her transformed as well into this fray, even with all that, I'm still not sure if they're enough to take out this Cassandra slash Priscilla, right? Um, there were so many awakened beings, yet only five are left. But aside from the abyssal ones, they are the five most powerful remaining in this land. Damn. Okay, one of his punches just broke like a huge chunk of Cassandra's body. All right. I mean, Priscilla seems pretty overwhelmed. Maybe maybe I underestimated them too quickly. But it is just the beginning of the fight, so. All right. I won't let you use the same move twice. Claire, Miria. All right, so yeah, everyone's just getting out of the area right now. Or are they actually? They're actually charging. Okay, they're charging to Priscilla. Claire, go. Oh man, the volume was about to end right as it's about to get good, man. I feel like, dude, that pan. Oh my god, dude, this is a great shot. I mean, I'm talking about this in particular. That's, oh my god, dude. That's like something I would have on my like as my phone background or something like that, right? Just the face to face between Claire and Priscilla. And it's like a tease, right? It's a tease for what is to come because it's not like, it's not a, a part of Priscilla is in Cassandra, but it's not like the Priscilla that we want Claire to have that confrontation with, right? Um, but still, man, that's such a cool shot, man. And of course, Claire being the one to take her out is also a neat little, like, it's like icing on the cake as well. It also reminds me of, I think I want to say it was volume 11. I have it on my shelf, but I don't want to I don't want to go over there now. But I do believe it was volume 11. The cover of it was Claire versus Regaldo, like coming down at like angles like this. Like I think Regaldo was like up here, and then Claire was coming from like down here, and they were like their faces were like about to clash, similarly to this page. So I don't know, that shot reminds me of that. Um, but yeah, that's a really really good shot, man. I love it. Um, this is a battle between two who surpass abyssal ones. I give thanks to the god for witnessing it with my own eyes. It's a collision between two with ultimate power. They are nearly equal in strength. Wow, dude, but it seems Priscilla got Uh, a really good hit on Refuel. I mean, look at Refuel's body. I mean, Refuel seems like unfazed by it. She's still smiling, but at the same time, you got Priscilla. She's smiling and laughing as well. Um, Refuel's the only one who seems to have taken like significant damage, though. This is crazy, man. All right. It's too bad their foundations are so different. The difference in their fundamental origins will open a wider gap as the fight drags on. Priscilla is like an active volcano. The mountain itself holds back an infinitely overflowing inferno. The other is a violent fire consuming massive amounts of fuel to keep burning on the Earth's surface. Even if the strength of their two flames is equal, when the fuel is used up, the surface fire will burn out. So no matter how valiant the fight, you can see the end coming. As thanks for all you have told me, shall I tell you something interesting? Uh-oh. What is Rubel gonna say? Something interesting? It's about the experiments you once carried out, involving loved ones violated by Yoma. You attempted to embed the flesh of young girls' relatives into their bodies and make them warriors. Oh, that? I did that to several of them, but achieved no viable results, so I abandoned the effort. Actually, that bore fruit. What? Indeed, there were no results that you could see at that time, but they were apparent over 10 years later at the scene of a battle. Some warriors have called it half awakening. End of volume 24, Army of the Underworld. And then you got the big four: Miria, Helen, Clare, and Deneva. Huh. So, alright, let me read these last two pages again. So, it's about the experiments you once carried out involving loved ones violated by Yoma. You attempted to embed the flesh of young girls' relatives into their bodies and make them warriors. So, wait, you attempted to embed the flesh of young girls' relatives into their bodies and make them warriors. Oh, that? I did that to several of them, but achieved no viable results, so I abandoned the effort. Actually, that bore fruit. Indeed, there were no results that you could see at the time, but they were apparent over 10 years later at the scene of a battle. Some warriors have called it half awakening. Okay, this is sort of like, you guys might have to clarify for me down in the comments. Because you attempted to embed the flesh of young girls' relatives into their bodies and make them warriors. I don't know if it's just that Bubble is just worded weirdly. Or not. I don't know. You attempted to embed the flesh of young girls. I think it's just the word relative. Relatives that's confusing me. Like, it just feels like it doesn't belong there. You attempted to embed the flesh of young girls' relatives into their bodies and make them warriors. So he tried to take... Wait. Let's go. So, just taking... I'm just making an example. So, like, if Helen had a sister... Like, her relatives, they tried to embed the flesh of their family, their relatives, into their bodies to make them warriors. Is that what they're saying? Okay, I think it makes a little bit more sense now. Yeah, because I think I got it now, because he's saying involving loved ones violated by Yoma. Loved ones, so yeah, that points to family, relatives, etc. Okay. So he tried to carry out involving loved ones violated by Yoma. Um, Now, when he says violated by Yoma, does that mean like the relatives are have become Yomas themselves, right? If that's the case, then again, let's say like Helen's sister was eventually became like a Yoma or whatever. This guy Lich or whatever, he took, again, this is all theoretical, but he took like Helen's sister, who's a Yoma, and embedded her flesh into Helen's body to make her, a warrior, right? I think that's what he's saying. Um, yeah, I mean, by saying that he took the flesh of loved ones, the relatives of some of these future claymores, and tried to embed them into their bodies themselves to make them warriors. For whatever reason, he didn't see it as a success because at the moment there was nothing to really there's no proof that his experiments succeeded at all. So he went along believing that they were failures when in actuality it took years and years and years for the actual fruit to bear of that experiment. Um, but then I guess also just the half awakening part is something I don't understand too. Um, some warriors have called it half awakening. Um, so I mean that might be something that we'll see in the next volume, an explanation of that. Um, but that's also something I'm a little bit confused about. What exactly is a half awakening? I mean, is that something that yeah, I don't know. Like I feel like I have so many theories in my head as to what a half awakening is. Um, yeah, I don't know. And then also, I mean, the results were apparent over 10 years later at the scene of a battle. Um, I mean, that's probably. I'm assuming he's referring to the battle of in the north, right? 10 years later, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, I mean, I guess I think I got the whole attempting to embed the flesh of young girls' relatives into their bodies and make them warriors. I think I got that part like squared away. The half awakening part is just the only thing that I'm a little bit confused about. Um, so you might need to clarify that for me in the comments below. Um, it could also very well just be something that's going to be explained or talked about a little bit more, elaborated on in the next chapter. If that's the case, then you don't need to tell me because then it will be explained eventually. If it's something that we already know about and it's just not like clicking with me, then yeah, go ahead and tell me. Um, but yeah, I mean, I guess besides that, a really pretty cool chapter to end off this volume with. Um, Cassandra, man, I didn't expect Cassandra. I know we've been fighting her for a while, but like, man, it just felt like at least in this chapter, it just felt like she came in, she did her thing, her spinny attack last chapter, and then this chapter she was out. But like I'm not mad at it because I mean she was overwhelmed. She had five awakened beings. Europa had to transform into something that she necessarily doesn't do all the time. Um, to assist with taking out Cassandra, Kronos and the other guy that I do not remember his name, Lars, Kronos and Lars had to transform as well to help in this battle. And then you had Maria and Clare finishing it off the battle, um, or finishing off Cassandra. It took a lot to kill Cassandra, and I'm always in favor of like, of course, like we need a struggle in these fights, right? Um, some teamwork. We need to show that like, yo, it took a lot to do this. But at the same time, it's almost like, man, like that's it. That's the last of the three claymores that were brought back, the former number ones, and it's like I would really have to think about it, but right now, I think that that era with that chunk of this manga that was about Miria's rebellion against the organization and then having the introductions of Hysteria, Roxanne, and Cassandra, I think was some of the most fun I've had personally reading this manga during the entirety of that section. There's been many great moments in this entire manga. The destroyer, the battle in the north, right? Um, there's been so many great moments, but I think Maria's rebellion is probably the top right now. But it's kind of sad seeing Cassandra go, honestly. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this chapter, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe for more Claymore, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.